Hello, Liberty North, and welcome back to KNET. It's Wednesday, February 3rd. I'm Megan Hammond.
And I'm Ian Grove. Today we have a look at a bill the government classes are trying to pass and a local small business here at North. And I think there's a big game on Sunday that Cole will have an update for us on.
Your KNET News starts now.
So for the past 3 years here at North, our government classes have been trying to get a House bill passed, and it's been really interesting to watch it play out as time has gone on. Grace actually has a really interesting piece for us on it, so let's watch that.
On March 2nd of 2019, 30 AP Gov students went to Jefferson City to participate in the hearing on House Bill 2518, stating that all public universities in Missouri has to accept an AP score of 3 or above for college credit. Because this took place last year, I wanted to see where the bill is now.
My name is Kurt Gates, and I teach AP Government. Last year, students worked on a bill to allow AP credit for any scores of 3 or above on an AP exam in the state of Missouri. It was introduced by our state representative, and in March, we took a group of students down to Jefferson City to lobby on behalf of it and testify in committee. We had several students who were able to speak in support of the bill, including myself. Unfortunately then, when COVID hit, that put a halt to legislative proceedings for a little bit. In the end, by May and June, it was added on as an amendment to an omnibus education bill, but unfortunately it didn't get passed. We are not done though with the legislative initiative. Our state representative, Mark Ellebrod, is reintroducing the bill this year. It's going to be House Bill 192, and right now we're looking for a Senate co-sponsor. And hopefully we're going to be able to get the bill passed this year. And if we are, that'll save Missouri students and their families thousands of dollars when it comes to college tuition. So hopefully we're able to get it done this year.
I'm Bailey Redford. I went to the Capitol last year with Mr. Gates' class to introduce the bill. It was a really good experience. We basically got into groups and just introduced ourselves to different representatives about the bill and kind of watched it get discussed, debated kind of. It was really interesting. I liked it. For the next bill, I hope it just goes on further. I think our bill could have done better if quarantine and all that hadn't hit like right when we were trying to get it passed. I think we had a really good team with us and a lot of supporters who can make it happen.
Best of luck to House Bill 192. Hopefully it can get passed this year.
Thank you so much, Grace. Last year I was in AP Gov, so I'm happy that we got an update, and I hope things continue to progress.
As most students know, this week is Spirit Week. Tomorrow is Champion Thursday, so wear your championship attire or AFC championship shirts. Friday is Red Friday, so make sure you wear your Chiefs attire. I did not wear my Chiefs attire, but I see that Megan did today.
I sure did. And I definitely think you guys all should show out on Friday with the red.
I will be also rooting for the Chiefs this Sunday since I hate Tom Brady. And speaking of football, let's throw it on over to Elena for your North Nation Sports Report.
Thanks, Ian. I'm Elena Gorton. Men's basketball hosted Blue Springs South last night, coming away with a 54-46 win. They were led by senior Drew Himes, who shot lights out and had 22 points, and senior Matt Garrison, who played amazing defense and kept the Jaguars' high score to just 10 points. Up next is a doubleheader with the women's team on Friday night at home against Park Hill. The women are coming off a 2-week COVID quarantine and will play at 6, followed by the men at 7:30. One of our senior basketball players, Emma Perry, has just signed to Southern Baptist University to play next year. Let's take a look at her plans for next year and how the North team will be playing with COVID.
I'm Emma Perry, a senior at Liberty North High School. I'm a starter for the women's basketball team at Liberty North High School, and I committed back in November to play basketball at Southwest Baptist University. Southwest Baptist, they invited me to their camp, so I went to their camp, and then afterwards their coach called me and had me come down for a visit, and then they gave me an offer there, and then about 2 days after that I went down for a visit to Quincy, and I went on a visit there, and they offered me 2, and I just felt like Southwest Baptist, like I loved it from the second that I left, like, and especially after Quincy, I knew that Southwest Baptist was where I totally wanted to go. I loved the coaches, the atmosphere. I'm really excited to go there.
Emma Perry has been in the basketball program for 4 years now, and her mom, Lindsay Perry, was her coach for 2 of those years. When Lindsay was asked about how she felt now that Emma is a senior, she said, "My biggest and best dream in my life was to be a mother. Emma is my firstborn and has been the definition of a dream come true. I have loved every single minute of her childhood, and I am so excited for her future."
I would say first off, she's so kind-hearted. She's so understanding. She is a very big leader. But at the same time, she understands and she'll back up if like need to be. But I mean, she's humble. She's very hardworking. She's determined, which I think SBU will be so grateful for because she's just hardworking and she'll always put the time into work.
With this year going through a pandemic, there are many questions that if this season was even going to happen. To make the season happen, the girls had to make a few changes.
I definitely think that COVID has made a really big impact. The limited fans, obviously we normally don't have a lot of fans at our games, but definitely not being able to have my friends or my family come into town really sucks because that's always fun to play when you have more people there. I feel like we have a lot more energy. Before almost every game, our coach says that bench energy has to be up. Like we gotta be up and excited all the time, and I really feel like the bench energy is really great. I feel like it's never been this high before because we have to create our own energy. So I think it'll definitely be something that will stick with me as I continue to play, that with COVID, you have to create your own energy.
Well, that's why this year we really rely on our bench, and our bench are our cheerleaders this year. And you can really show when the bench gets hyped, we play good defense, we cheer each other on. So even though we don't have spectators, we still have some, but you can always tell that our bench is always the loudest out of every team.
Reporting for North Nation Sports, I'm Haley Wineland.
Women's wrestling will compete in districts this weekend, while the men have a week off before their turn to compete. Women's swim will also compete this weekend at conference, and we'll update you on Monday with the results. From Liberty North to professional football, we have Cole in the corner to talk about the Super Bowl.
Thanks, Selena, and that's right. We have a huge matchup coming up this weekend, the biggest one of the year, in fact, the Super Bowl. Our hometown Kansas City Chiefs are going head-to-head against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the big thing about this game is it's a pretty close matchup. Both teams have great quarterbacks, good surrounding players, and a superb fan base. So let's take a look at the team comparison on the year. Coming out of the gate, the Chiefs have a spread of -3.5, which means that the Chiefs are predicted to win by a very small margin, just over a field goal. On the year, the Bucs blitzed the 5th highest in the NFL, while Patrick Mahomes was the best quarterback against the rush all year. Also, the Bucs like to run the ball a lot, while the Chiefs' defense is pretty abysmal against the run. Lastly, Brady has also thrown 10 deep passes since Week 13, and no other quarterback has thrown more than 5. But the deep pass becomes really difficult, especially with an older arm. So overall, the two squads are very evenly matched, and it should be a great game to watch on CBS come Sunday evening. Even with these close splits, though, I anticipate a high-scoring affair with the Chiefs inevitably coming out on top with a score of 34-30. Make sure to watch out for this Super Bowl graphic on our KNET Instagram. It'll be a contest, so make sure to submit your picks for the first Chief to score, the score at the half, the first product commercial, the first team to score, the number of interceptions thrown, the winning score, and lastly, the coin toss. Elena, what's your take on the game?
Thanks, Cole. You know, I'm KC born and raised. I've been a fan my whole life, so you know that I'll be cheering for my Chiefs. Ian, what are your thoughts on the game?
I'm actually really excited for this Super Bowl, Elena. I think it's going to be super high scoring, and that's something I always love to see, especially after a couple years ago we had that Rams-Patriots Super Bowl that was awful. So I'm hoping this is high scoring and fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see the turnout this year. And something that I personally love about North Nation is that we have a lot of amazing students who are incredibly creative in what they do. One of these students is Jaslyn, a junior here at North, who has started her own jewelry business. Let's check out what she's done so far.
Jazzberry Creations is a newly owned jewelry business started by 2 juniors from Liberty North.
We got the idea to start Jazzberry Creations during shutdown, and after the restrictions were lifted, we started working together. And we started making this because we wanted a fun project to do together, but we also wanted to do our part with a social cause, and recently we donated to Breonna Taylor's funding. Me and Jaslyn came up with the name by putting her first name and my last name together, so Jaslyn, Jazz, and then Branda, Berry, and then we put Jazzberry, and then just Creations because we're creating something. So from the beginning, we originally just used charms to make earrings, but now recently we have been making earrings out of clay and Legos, and my personal favorites are the rainbow Lego ones because I love the colors and also I've always loved Legos.
So I heard about Jazzberry Creations off of Instagram, specifically the ones promoting their gummy bear earrings, which I really liked. I bought these specifically right here, which are like little crystal ones, and then I bought another one that's the specific style that were gummy bears as well. I would definitely recommend them because they have like a lot of ambitious projects. Plus they're using, I think it's about 10% of their revenue to donate to, like, I believe Black Lives Matters and stuff like that. And they're also very locally owned, and it's just cool to see high schoolers trying to make a business. So I definitely recommend them.
Thank you for that. Let's make sure to show our support to all of our local businesses here at North. I think it's great that we've got students like Lila and Jaslyn who are actually starting businesses while they're in high school. I love to see it.
For sure. I might have to pick up a piece myself. Until next time, we will catch you on the north side.